is going on? YouTube Live, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope all is well. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 46. I am King, and of course, Bitcoin Zay has been holding it down on the East Coast as of late, and this is a show where we bridge the community and crypto. I got it right this time, people. Long weekend. I know if you tuned in yesterday, what's going on, Antonio? What's going on, Vince? I know if you tuned in yesterday, you saw Bitcoin Zay. I had a chance to watch it later on in the day, but his show he did yesterday, basically we just mirrored the same thoughts. We didn't even talk to each other before that show. This is what it looks like when trading has been going down every day, all day. So I was off the grid this weekend. Put my head down, got a lot of good stuff done. So the beard's out. I'm blaming it on Movember right now, though. But of course, there's been a lot of good stuff going on in Bitcoin. This is monumental. Every day is something new. This weekend there was a lot of craziness that happened. Like I said, Bitcoin Zay covered a lot of it Monday. Basically talking about the war we're in. We've been saying it for the longest. People like this is World War III. It's a digital war, it's an online war, it's a cyber war. And crypto Q now is what's going on. And then of course the intra-civil war that's going on with Bitcoin. It is a war, people. So like I said, I don't want to kind of beat a dead horse. I know Bitcoin Zay went in great detail yesterday, but I say that because you have to remember with some of the things you're seeing right now, this is just the effects of a war of someone trying to take Bitcoin down and replace it. And with that being said, first let me give away the free Bitcoin for my last one on Friday. As Bitcoin Zay said yesterday, the network's a little behind, and we are behind on about 3 or 4 people, I think. So we'll make sure we catch that up in the next day or two. But the winner for Friday, I asked Friday on Monday morning at 8 o'clock what would be about the price of Bitcoin Gold since it was being released this weekend. The futures price it at all these different numbers. I was asking what was a legitimate price. Monday morning it looked like I saw it at $259.60. Rainy Days is the winner. He got it at $250 for Bitcoin Gold on Monday morning. What's going on? So Rainy Days, we'll make sure we get that free Bitcoin to you. That was like the closest one by far. You're $9 off some change. I think the next closest one might have been $100 or so off. So congrats on that. We'll make sure we get it to you. And yes, now into the madness of the world. The madness of the crypto world. Where do I start? Of course, let's start with Bitcoin's new competitor, I guess. It's funny. It's like as soon as it knocks one person out of the ring, the next competitor comes up. People, that's real life. If you're the champion, everybody always wants a shot at you. And this time it is Bitcoin Cash. Actually, I had a chance to go meet Roger Ver. He was here in LA, I guess, last week. I didn't go. I know somebody who went, but from what it sounded like, they said it was just like a big marketing play for Bitcoin Cash, which I figured it would be, which is why I didn't go. He's making his round. He's literally on an international tour pumping Bitcoin Cash. We can't be certain of something, but everybody was kind of saying that the 24,000 Bitcoin that went on the exchange this past weekend was from Roger Ver, and that was to drive the price of Bitcoin down. If he sells his own personal stake, it's 24,000 Bitcoin, people. You're talking about anywhere from, upwards from 160 to 190 million dollars in Bitcoin. So people are saying that was his, that he put on the exchange this weekend, and he tried to sell it to drive the price of Bitcoin down, which it did a little bit. Of course, the whole pump and dump we saw with Bitcoin Cash, which once again, I know Bitcoin Zay covered. But a lot of stuff was going on during that time. Apparently during that time, South Korea exchange Bithumb decided to shut down. They shut down. They had a 90-minute outage. And of course, traders lost a ton of money. They're saying traders lost millions of dollars during the Bitcoin Cash pump. And just for, you can't even, I guess it's history at this point, but, this happened again this summer. I think it was like June, July. Same thing with Bithumb. Ripple went on a crazy run, and, they had a power outage or something, or so they say. People, again, this is the way we audit our exchanges or different exchanges we use. We know there's a problem with centralized exchanges, but whenever there's, high price periods, all-time highs for different coins, and exchanges shut down, that is a huge red flag. They're basically telling you they don't have the money to cover the bets that you're going to place, and they know what bets everybody's going to place. It was on a crazy run, and then it dumped, which means people dumped their money on the exchange or on other unsuspecting users. But if exchange goes offline for an hour and a half during the peak trading time for a coin like Bitcoin Cash, they're telling you they don't. They're telling you it's a facade. They're telling you they don't have all their chips lined up. They're not operating the right way. So I mean, red flag, get away. However, here's the interesting thing. So a lot of the users are doing the class action lawsuit against Bithumb. And just for those who don't know, it's one of the largest, it probably is the largest South Korean exchange out there. But it's to the point now with the class action lawsuit and the pissed off traders. Some reports are saying they have police protection around the building today. Or they're the headquarters or whatever, as well as, what is it? Let's see. Yeah, they did 24/7 security around their executives as well as the building. So people are clearly pissed. I'm looking at one. I said one user lost $225,000 on it. But here's the thing, people. This goes back to regulation. Do we want to regulate ourselves, or do we want the government to step in? Because by the users reaching out for the government, reaching out, now they got police protection, and then trying to do a class action lawsuit. By reaching out for that stuff, I mean, that's opening the door to regulation. And I get it, I definitely get it. We have exchanges here in the U.S., Bittrex, Coinbase, who I'm sure could probably suffer a heavy lawsuit, a class action lawsuit, even though most of them rewrote the terms of use, which says you can't do a class action lawsuit, you can only do private arbitrations. Which is usually going to be you versus a multi-billion-dollar law firm and a room full of lawyers, and you're going to take a big loss. But regardless, it's one of those things. Do we want to invite this regulation in? Is it worth it at this point? I think the best thing to do is we need to start working on these decentralized exchanges. We need to, whether it's build them up even better structurally, or just start using them more as traders. And even I said, exactly, I got hacked and I didn't cry. Coinbase dropped me like a bad habit. Oh yeah, Coinbase has dropped me a few times too. Don't worry. My bank almost dropped me this weekend too, people. Friday night, one of my banks almost dropped me, which I think they're going to do. So my goal for this week is to sign up with like a new bank and credit union. I want to do 2 new accounts. So yep, I've been getting dropped too, people. It happens. Malcolm said mostly just since 2014. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, and that's one of the things. I think the best thing going forward right now is once again, it's unfortunate, but we do need to stay away from regulations, in my opinion, and that comes with the loss. Once again, it's unfortunate because we see what the exchanges are doing. They're committing murder, people. But it goes back to what I said about, the 2X actors. Get the names of these people, all right? It's public information, some of it. Some takes a little bit of digging, but trust me, you can get the names and everything of these people. Get their names, get their pictures, so we know who these people are in the next year or two, people. Bitcoin is about to be 9 years old, but we're just getting started. 2018 Bitcoin will be a totally different environment from 2017 Bitcoin. For those who you all been around, you know this, you see it coming. But for those who haven't, trust me, 2018, you're going to feel like a 4-year veteran in the crypto field by the time that rolls around, because there's going to be so many new changes. It's going to be happening so fast. But my point is, when those changes are happening, we don't want the regulatory environment in the middle of everything. So like I said, I'll do some more research on my end. I'm starting looking at some more decentralized exchanges that are the best ones to use when it comes to trading. I'm going to start trading a little bit more on those, one person at a time, I guess. But we're giving the power to centralized exchanges. We're giving them the power right back, and they're doing what they do. They're going to have power outages, and they're going to save themselves millions of dollars. And then life will keep going on because there's nothing we can do about it right now. So that's my spill on it. In addition, with the pump and dumps, one of the things that helped sustain the price of Bitcoin this weekend, or people are saying, was billionaire hedge fund legend and former Fortress executive Mike Novogratz, who from what I've been told or I've been seeing, looks like he put about $15 to $20 million into Bitcoin, or he's planning to. He stated that institutional investors are close to adopting Bitcoin, something we've been repeating. It was him and someone else made the point of, a hedge fund. He said that was worth $30 billion, 300 million minimums and stuff to get in and get out redemptions. He said they have $0 of their portfolio into Bitcoin. So that's just a use case. He's showing you, he's like, look, I know people who have 30 billion under management and they don't have a single dollar into crypto. People, when that floodgates open, you're talking about allocating 10% of aggressive funds, and that's just to say they stayed at 10%. I'm sure there's going to be some that comes out that's going to go, maybe 30, 40%, like for the very aggressive portfolios. But you talk about getting 10% of $30 billion. That changes the market cap right there, and that's one fund. This year we just saw over 100, 150, 160 funds, new hedge funds just open in the last, 3 to 4 months. So think if each one only has 10 billion in 100 different funds, 100 plus different funds. Each one only has 10 billion. You're talking about 10% of that pile of people who are intentionally creating these hedge funds to go directly into crypto. People, next year is going to be huge. And it's going to happen very fast. Once the ball gets rolling on this, it's going to happen fast. But more importantly, that goes back to CME Group. We know they're talking about launching their Bitcoin futures trading. They said, fourth quarter, it was first week of December. It's looking like it's going to be second week of December. It looks like the CEO was saying it yesterday, Terry Duffy. And but once again, don't forget, this is a company. They're allowed. This is a private company. They can do it whenever they want. They can tell us the second week of December, and they can start it tomorrow, or they can push it off to next year, So take that for what it is, speculative. But what's more important about CME Group, something that a lot of people might not see coming, when do you think they'll announce Ether trading? I don't think they'll announce Ether trading this year, honestly. I think they might just stick to Bitcoin at first, and then next year look into it. Because right now, the only thing with Ether trading, especially with a company or organization that size, is that there might be regulatory rules. What's going on in the P-Man Band? There might be regulatory rules that we don't know about right now as far as, because remember, with Ethereum, the platform, they're doing ICOs and all that. Now they're saying some of those are securities. So I'm telling you, just for CME to get involved with that, there has to be a clear-cut line, or they're going to at least make sure there's a clear-cut line of anything we do in this Ether trading isn't affected by ICOs or security tokens, wherever, whatever the crooks and suits are calling it now to get their taxes off it. But anyway, I mentioned CME Group. Even more importantly about their futures trading, people, is because there's a underground conspiracy theory going on right now, and it's starting to gain some traction. I'm not going to say the group's name. I'm going to leave the group name out of it. But there is a very big pump and dump group that's out with a lot of money behind it. A very big pump and dump group. Let's just say they're on the East Coast somewhere where it's usually warm at. But anyway, they've been pumping Bitcoin Cash as the real Bitcoin. That's what they've been trying to do. And the talk of the town is, once again, this is a big group who may have a lot of Wall Street connections. They're saying that this pump and dump group may be in cahoots with CME for their futures trading, and they're trying to make Bitcoin Cash the real Bitcoin. That's what they're trying to do as far as the way they're marketing it. So people, keep a lookout for that, because that is going to be huge. If CME Group were to come out and say, yes, we are trading futures with Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, this is the real Bitcoin, people who don't know anything about crypto will believe it. So it looks like that's one of the new marketing plays behind it. Hope that isn't true, but like I said, it's been getting a lot of traction in a lot of trading circles. And once again, that's from a pump and dump group. They kind of started. They started with some of the with CME as well. But just looking at that, you remember this is a war, people. It's a war going on. I can see it happening. You remember Bitcoin Cash has Roger Ver, who was already business minded, so he's going to work with them. It's basically already centralized. To some people, I know, no, not to everyone, but to some people think it is a little bit centralized, whatever. But it'll be and they still have the ability to buy some at a low price. That's the even bigger thing. They can buy a lot at a low price. So be careful for that. When CME Group finally does come out and release the Bitcoin, keep your eyes open that they're talking about the real original Bitcoin, Bitcoin Core, Bitcoin Legacy, whatever you want to call it, and be ready to push back against the narrative of Bitcoin Cash being Bitcoin. Because we already saw this weekend, it's a pump and dump, people. The same people in Bitcoin Cash are in Bitcoin Gold. It's like, they're not even having their mind made up. Some of them were in 2X. Some of them were in the new ICO metronome that Jeff Garzik tried to launch. So, again, these are the same people just throwing ideals out there to see they stick, except these ideals are literally robbing people. New people are coming in, they're getting left with the bag. So, again, keep a lookout for that. I think that'll be very interesting if CME does come out and even hint at Bitcoin Cash being the real Bitcoin. But again, we don't know what's going to happen. These are private companies. At this point with CME, you're talking about possible trillions of dollars, not even billions. You're talking about trillions of dollars. So all bets are off. All bets are off. They're not friends. Nobody's friends. This is business. And you're talking about multi-trillion-dollar market. So expect the unexpected, people. We have a pretty short one today. That's all I had. Let's see. For the free Bitcoin, I know we're behind, but let me see. For the free Bitcoin today, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? If you have any questions, feel free to ask a couple. We have a couple minutes. It's going to be a short one today. Like I said, I've been nonstop trading, and that's about to continue for the next 48 hours for me. It's a lot of, for people who've been looking at the market, the volatility is crazy. Some plays, I'll tell you about a couple plays. What's going on, Derek? A couple plays I have been waiting on for months. I knew it would happen again eventually. It's a Bithumb and Litecoin, people. I mean, listen. Who knows if they have real use cases? I mean, it's a social media type of coin. However, these things are less than a penny, and I saw one today up like 56%, and it's like, that's all I look for is those little ones. Like literally for those who are just learning to trade, whatever, you can put like $20 in it, $25 in it, you get thousands of shares. And once again, you can play with. But my point is, not even for those who, but just in general, some of these far off ones that aren't supposed to go up in price, that are being pumped and dumped. If you have been sitting on them right now, the market's been very volatile. It's been a lot of ones going up and down, left and right, or whatever. So if you're just holding and sitting still in a couple, now this is the week where you're about to see that volatility and all these random coins getting ran through by the pump and dump groups. And just have your your sell order set already, buy order set, and you can make a little bit of money this week. When will Bitcoin go to 10,000? I think next year. I mean, at this point, definitely for sure, it looks like that. What do I think about Lisk? I haven't looked at Lisk, Verge. Oh, man, here we go. I haven't looked at Lisk in a while, so I can't say. I know Lisk was on the top people list for a while. But right now, I would say any altcoin. This is just a huge risk right now for sure because, all eyes are on Bitcoin and now Bitcoin Cash, of course, Ethereum. There's a few new ones coming out, but altcoins in general are dangerous. Verge had already pumped. VRG. Oh, you said it's a pump and dump. I believe it, people. Here, hold on. I'll look real quick. I was thinking about a different coin. Oh, yeah, well. All right. So I didn't even know that. I was thinking of something else. The Vegetarian Research Group, VRG. Once again, I haven't looked into it, but it's called the Vegetarian Research Group. And just off first glance, I'm not sure why they need a token on the blockchain, people. Unless they're trying to keep up with who's farming what, and that doesn't look like what they do. So yeah, just off of a glance, that looks like a pump and dump. But who knows? I need to do my homework. Anyway, people, thanks for watching again. As always, for the free Bitcoin day, we will, let's say, what else is going on in the news? You said nobody knows? I gotta start having these together for you. I'll have these together next time. The best call for the day for the free Bitcoin. All right, yeah. So for the free Bitcoin today, of course, in quotations, with your public address is working. Like I said, I know we're behind on some, so we'll get them to you. And we kind of done this one before, but let's just go back because now I'm really paying attention. Right now, what is the best decentralized exchange to use and why? And whoever gives me a good one, like I said, I'll do some research on it in the next 24, 36 hours and I'll actually try to go on and trade. So give me the best one you have. I'll try them out. And the one I like and use, that'll be the one I will start trying to push people towards so we all can make it a bit more liquid. Until then, thanks for watching, people. You can follow us at Kirby Crypto as always. I think Bitcoin Zay's going to be back around the Cali area this week or next week, so we'll be back to have some more shows together. But until then, thanks for bearing with us. We got a lot of great stuff coming out. We're just hard at work. Until next time, take care. All right, Tonio.